When you are working with clients on a project, you will notice pretty quickly that you need some sort of task manager or project system in place to help you manage all of the things that need to get done. This may just be something that's relevant for anyone who has a job. Just keeping track of the things that you need to do in a day can be really helpful, and it can be a great way to free up your mind to focus on creative work rather than trying to remember everything you need to do. So today we are going to talk about 3 different task management tools that you can use with your clients. I've used all of these tools extensively, and they all have free versions that are really robust. Let's go ahead and get started on the first one, ToDoist. ToDoist has been a player for a long time, and they have a cult following around their app, which means that you can find lots of video tutorials, lots of blog posts, and lots of creators talking about best practices and how to use ToDoist to get the most out of it. ToDoist is a very simple app, so the onboarding system is really easy to use, and it's really easy to just start using it quickly. Another pro to using ToDoist is that if you ever want to update or if you use a system a lot and you need more functionality, their pricing is really affordable. So it's easy to upgrade over time as you need, but the free app, as I said, is really robust and comes with a lot of features. ToDoist offers a ton of integrations as well, so that you can connect it with other accounts that you use, connect it between clients, or connect it with a larger planning system if that's something that you're interested in. ToDoist also offers templates, which can be really helpful when you're getting started and need a certain formation set up to help you get the ball rolling. The mobile apps are also fantastic with ToDoist. As I said, they've been around for a long time, so they've had a lot of time to improve their product and really fine-tune everything. That being said, if you're looking for something that doesn't just offer tasks and you maybe are more of a note taker or you want a little bit more customization, then you're going to love the next one. That's right, the next one is Notion. You've probably heard people talk about this one before, and you may have even signed up for an account only to be completely overwhelmed by the amount of options and the amount that needs to be built in order to use it properly. However, I'm going to show you a really quick way to get started with task management, and then you can build your system up over time. This is the homepage of Notion, and when you first log in, you're not going to have any tasks in here. Let's make a new page, and I'm going to show you how to build a task database from scratch so that you can have all of the things in there that you want to see. First, let's give our page a name. We're going to call this one Tasks, nice and easy. Then we're going to use the / command and start typing database. We want to choose the inline database option. This database is also going to need a title, so we're just going to call this task list. Now there's 2 options that are pre-filled here. We have the name of the task and then we have tags. We're not going to need tags, so I'm going to right click on it and delete this property. Now for our tasks, we're going to need a couple things. First thing we want to do is add a new property by clicking on this little plus symbol. And we can start to type status. This will give us a status type where we can choose what the status of the task is: not started, in progress, or done. Next, we're going to want to add a due date. This shows up in the suggested item, but you can also go to date and then just name it whatever you'd like. And finally, I want to have an assign to option. This is where we can choose the people who are in our Notion account and assign it to specific people. So let's put in a couple of fake tasks here so I can show you how this works. You may notice that our database is a lot wider than the page, and that can be a little irritating. If you go to the top right side of this page, you'll be able to click on this drop-down menu where you can set the page width to full width. This will give you a much wider page to work with. The next thing we're going to do is set this up to sort the tasks by the due date. So if you click on due date, you'll be able to choose sort descending or sort ascending, depending on your preferences. And finally, we want to filter this view so that only tasks that are not complete will be shown. We're going to hover over the database and click on the filter icon. Here we can filter it out by status, and we want to only see to do or in progress tasks. Now, let's say I do want to see my completed tasks, just not in this view. Up here where it says table, we can rename this to open tasks. Now we can duplicate this view by right-clicking on open tasks and choosing duplicate. We can call this one close tasks. And then we just need to change our filter so that it will only show a status of completed. Okay, so now we have our 2 views on here, but I want to be able to see these tasks show up in my homepage every day. So I'm going to hover over the database, click on those 3 dots again, and choose Customize Task List. This has new features from Notion. In here, you'll see an option for tasks. This will allow us to see the tasks in the homepage and manage all of them in one place. I'm going to click Add. This will open up a preference menu where if you hadn't already created these properties, it will prompt you to do so. Since they're already created, we're all good to go, and I can turn this database into a task database. Now it's all set. So if we go back to our homepage, we will want to go to the top right corner and click on these three dots. We can show and hide various widgets. Maybe I don't want to have the tutorial pages up, or I don't want to see the featured templates currently. I only want to see my tasks and maybe some upcoming events. Now I can see those tasks from that database listed right here. The reason this is a fantastic feature from Notion is because you can create a new task database for each of your clients, meaning you could share each of those pages with your clients so they can also see the tasks, but you'll get a unified view of all the tasks that you have on this home screen in Notion. This is a great way to share these tasks with people and also be able to add in additional functionality, such as typing on the page itself, having comments with people, adding additional properties, and relating databases together so that you can see data from other parts of your Notion account. Notion is a very robust tool and there is a pretty steep learning curve. So if you want to go way simpler on this, you're going to love the next one. This is Google Calendar. You probably already use this or have used it at some point in your life. But did you know that Google Calendar has built-in tasks? On the right sidebar, you'll notice these little icons. We have Google Keep, which is their note-taking system. We have Google Tasks, which is what we're going to be talking about. And you also have a quick access to your contacts. In addition to this sidebar, we also have this option up top, where you can switch from the calendar to the task view. Let's switch over to the task view so I can show you all the functionality that's included here. We have two different sections immediately. We have our all tasks where we can see everything across all lists. This is just like the unified view in Notion. We have the starred features, which is where you can star different tasks to save them for later or just to make a different list in here. And then you have the My Task list, which is the default list in the system. Let's go ahead and create a new list for a fake client. We'll call her Erica. Now on my All Tasks page, I can see both lists side by side, and I can hide which list I am seeing. Let's add a few more just to show you what this can look like. Okay, this can get full pretty quick, but Google allows you to drag and drop these to be wherever you want them to. And you can also delete task lists really easy to customize them by just clicking on the three dots and choosing Delete Lists. Your My Tasks list cannot be deleted, but you can rename it to make sense for your own tasks. I like to call this one Miscellaneous, just so that any default tasks I add from my mobile device will automatically go in there for sorting later. Now, obviously, we can add tasks to here. So I'm going to add one under Personal, and let's say we're going to clean the house. I can add in details in here with just regular text, and then we can assign it a date and time for when it will be due or when it needs to be done. Let's set it for tomorrow at 8 a.m. And let's repeat this task to be every week. Okay, we're good to go. On these three little dots on the task, this is where you can add it to the starred category. And this is also where you can delete it. And since this is a reoccurring task, it will ask you if you want to delete all past and future occurrences as well. So keep that in mind when you are setting up repeating tasks, that if you ever want to delete them, it will remove everything, all historical data. Let's switch back over to the calendar view and see how this will correlate with our calendar. Here on the calendar view, we can see our tasks list on the right-hand column, and we can choose in our drop-down these list items. There is no way to see all of your items in one big list, so you can choose starred to see the most important tasks or just scroll through the list as needed. You can see that our clean the house task has shown up on our calendar here in this dark blue color, and there's a calendar specifically called My Tasks that you can edit and change to fit your own needs. On the calendar itself, you can click on the task and you can edit it, delete it, or mark it as completed. Marking it as complete will gray it out and cross off the task for the day, and it will automatically clear it from a personal tasks list on the sidebar. If we switch back to our task view, you will see the task has disappeared from here as well, and you'll see a new section called Completed where you can see the task and when it was done. Since this is a repeating task, you'll also be able to see when the next occurrence is, and if we go onto our calendar, we'll be able to see that for next week as well. If we scroll to the following week, we'll see each task as we go through the year. Google Tasks can be added from the calendar app on your phone and from the Gmail web browser. Just like in the calendar here, you can also see the column on the sidebar, and you can add specific emails to your task list as well, which can be really helpful if you're someone who tends to hold emails in your inbox as a to-do list. So what do you think? I'm sure that you've probably heard of all these tools before, but have you ever deep dived into each of them and seen if any of those features will work for you? These are all very simple task managers from what I've shown you today, and while some of them can be upgraded to be more robust, if these aren't the features that you need, you may need to look into something more like a project manager, such as ClickUp or Asana. Is there a tool that you would like me to chat about or review on this channel? Let me know in the comments down below, and please leave us a like if you liked this video. If you would like more content like this, check out the rest of the Creator Essentials playlist, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.